Which one? You think there's only one theme in JJK? Is that what you're suggesting?
In the ocean? Pieces, all I'm saying is, Battler got it wrong. You could have bitch.
Oh, chill.
It's fine. This isn't going to spoil it. This is my method, not his. You could have bitch downwards, no, horizontally, then vertically.
Oh, wait, I think I know exactly what you're
slice
talking
that bitch along
you
its
can't get
height.
equal pieces of the cake.
Yeah, I don't remember the in-series one. I think you moved it. I'm saying you could have shit across, like, length. Okay, imagine you got, like, a cuboid, right?
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. No. You go down and then you go from the top. You go from the top. You slice down, but you go halfway down, and then you go to the right, and then you go back up, and then that's how you get.
No,
No, that's how it works. Because the strawberries are going to be on top of the cake.
You get
equal.
No, you cut into like 2 slices of bread. You cut it height-wise. Okay, so it's like 2 flat pieces of bread, and then you just cut it twice.
All right, since you read what thematic tension is, apparently. Hold on.
Oh my God.
You can't just make up terms.
It's not a makeup of terms, you fucking idiot.
It does kind of sound.
My bad. If thematic tension is a term, and it refers to something sufficiently specific for it to refer to like one thing in every.
I want to look at thematic.
Bro, it is synonymous.
Stop. What it means, I'll answer your question.
Listen.
Then, though, I can help you.
Stop.
Thematic tension is literally just thematic conflict.
Bro,
but
it's synonymous
uses the word
with that.
Thematic tension.
Hold on, stop. It is synonymous with conflict, but really conflict doesn't necessarily give depth or answers to the or not the antidotes to the question.
Or man to man, we both have.
They don't
necessarily. Just a genuine question. Are you doing like a English literature degree? Right, so where's this bullshit coming from?
Bro, I don't need a degree for this, bro.
I'm just saying, I don't know who indoctrinated you for you to be put in this.
There's no indoctrination.
That's why I'm asking.
Wait,
I don't know if I should be beefing with you, your TikTok feed, or your professor. That's why because I don't know where this is coming from.
I don't even agree with the premise that thematic tension better encapsulates like the solution to the thematic conflict. Because like when you're like tension is what's created when like 2 people are pulling on like a rope on like opposite ends. There's like when there's tension, there's no resolution to the conflict. There's nobody winning that tug of war.
Listen. Thematic tension, right? It's synonymous with conflict, but tension itself is what drives conflict. It what escalates the conflict, and it also gives a resolution. It's what makes the resolution.
How does tension give the resolution?
It makes it satisfying, I said. Fuck! I didn't mean to send that.
Nigga, hey, let that shit go. Let that shit go.
You literally just, dude, I know you looked this up because I looked up thematic tension too, and this is the first video that pops up.
Hey, bro.
Also, wait, thematic tensions, and then in the thumbnail, it's thematic conflict. Like, what?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, that literally is what it says in the thumbnail. It says thematic conflict.
Oh, well, didn't I say that tension helps conflict or escalates conflict? Didn't I say that?
Well, no, but that would mean they're not the same thing. If it's used in the title as the seeming like,
I mean, just put it in the oven.
Alternative to the term used, then it's not.
Yeah, they literally, they can't be synonymous.
They're just all the same thing.
Yeah.
Like just two different names.
Yeah, like
that's
something that,
bullshit. I don't
like
know if there's anything that describes Lord Beam and Echo that would work for that.
Anyways, just the opposing values, opposing belief systems. For example, JJK. Sukuna is like the antithesis of Yuji. He's alone. He's chaotic. He disregards everyone. He says his strength is his alone. Yuji gets his strength from other people. He wants to use his strength to protect people. Things like that. So the thematic tension would be, the thematic tension would be the arising conflict and satisfying the resolution, making the resolution satisfying, which would be that you need connections in order to survive long term or to be satisfied long term. And this is proven by Sukuna connecting to Yuji and having to fight him or prove to himself philosophically that he can crush this man's willpower or whatever. And that connections don't mean nothing in terms of JJK or Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay? And Sukuna loses.
You kind of have
I'm
Sukuna
not
aura.
gonna say the cartons are blue.
Say that again?
But I think the cartons represent sadness. I
don't know
don't
what you
think
said.
the cartons represent the tears of Somalian children. You are
Bro, what the
overanalyzing.
fuck are you
this.
talking about, bro?
Like,
No,
What
I'm
the
not.
fuck
I'm
are
not
you
gonna
talking-
lie. I'm not gonna lie. Plutus Marky is like correct. That is.
Like, what are you
at
talking
least for
about?
narrative,
That is
JJK,
kind of the.
within a specific fight, sure, maybe. Like
What?
the overarching narrative of a series.
What are you
fuck no.
talking about?
The overarching
doesn't
narrative
map
of
on-
the series isn't
Yeah,
about.
so I tell you, I
action.
think like, so I think that idea appears like exclusive in Shinjuku. I
Not
don't think,
necessarily.
like, any
the
of that
entire-
exists prior to the final arc.
No,
At least
not at all. Because Yuji from day one wants to be surrounded by people. He wants to protect people. He gets his strength from thinking about other people,
Every
and
show the main
and being-
character, that's not a defining feature.
that's
of Yuji.
irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That's
Well,
literally
no,
irrelevant.
describing this is like a feature of Yuji when it isn't. It's just like a default back to the genre.
Yeah, it is. It is a factor of
This is-
Yuji, but it's also a central
this
like
is-
part of his thematic
Oh.
identity. Plutus. Like
The
that's
reason why-
Again, but it
the reason why
just
it's
doesn't
unique
play a
to
role at any
Yuji-
point in the story prior to this. It doesn't
reason
play a
why-
role when he fights Mahito Jump, and then even when Junpei gets killed. It doesn't play a role when he's fighting Kagura.
How does this
Like, it
not?
doesn't-
What are you talking about? You're just saying that. You're just literally just saying shit.
Well,
You're quite literally just
these
saying shit.
ideas are never mentioned or nothing adjacent to these ideas.
What
is mentioned
ideas?
Or given emphasis at any point in time prior to chapter 200 and let's be nice, chapter 214.
That's not even close to true. Why do you think Sukuna tortures Yuji with the scenery of people dying? Mahito and Sukuna literally laugh at him because he couldn't protect this brat. But that's proof that's literally reinforcing the philosophy that.
Okay, well,
What?
let's just know why Mahito's laughing. They're laughing.
I didn't say Mahito, I said
Sukuna's
Sukuna.
laughing because
said
Sukuna's
Sukuna.
like fleeing
Mahito and
Yuji's
Sukuna.
anguish. That's
I
just
said-
like Sukuna's
Yeah, but I'm
character.
saying-
Again, Mahito's
talking
like
about Sukuna's
the general
thematic,
story just doesn't convey the ideas you're referencing, except from Drunk Shinjuku. Like when you're trying to retroject this idea from like chapter 260 into chapter 25, and it
No.
just doesn't work.
Hold on, you're not making sense, dude. Look,
Did I stop
You just-
speaking Greek?
that wasn't a refutation of what I said. Okay, Sukuna, right, knows that Yuji thinks his strength is reliant on other people. He wants to protect other people. That's where he gets his strength and resolve from. Sukuna, on the other hand, gets his resolve from his own pleasure, what he wants to do, and that's it, his entertainment. So Sukuna laughing at Yuji.
What was my issue with it?
Sukuna's
Like,
laughing
what
at
did I
Yuji
say
not
about
only
it?
because Sukuna's laughing at Yuji not only because Yuji fails to protect his friend, but the reasoning why Yuji protects his friend is because he has the lack of strength that Sukuna has, which would prove that he doesn't need friends and his resolve is weak
Marky,
compared to him.
So what was my issue with this idea? Turn it back to me.
Your issue was that it wasn't mentioned, or you said explicitly stated or whatever. You said the manifestation
That's
of
not
my.
how explicitly stated. It's that none of the things that constitute this narrative Like, there's nothing you can point to
It's
in
called
the first
context.
100 chapters of a
Like
series
what?
that would construct this narrative. There's nothing in the first
Context.
200 chapters that would construct
There's
this
references.
narrative.
There's references
These,
throughout the narrative.
these ideas are only constructible using information that comes from the last 50 chapters of a series, and you're trying to
No, it's not. No, it's not, because Sukuna the entire time has been placing himself.
Not done. Even at the beginning of the series, we provided an adequate explanation of why this actually happened. And it doesn't require appealing to these, like, functionally anachronistic reinterpretations.
You have to prove these are reinterpretations. Sukuna literally said, Sukuna literally asked you for asking him for help. What are you talking about?
So
You're literally ignoring every evidence, everything that lends credence to my interpretation, which isn't a reinterpretation at all. Because there's
we can put it this way then. Using only information up to chapter 50 reconstructs that narrative.
How? If I literally just reference Yuji being surrounded by people, wanting to protect other people, getting his resolve from other people.
That's nothing to Sukuna and Yuji's the opposition. This is just Yuji as a generic shonen main character who likes protecting people. That's never going to be up for debate, obviously. You might as well
say
say
that again?
wants to get strong. That's just, again, that's just in the genre.
Yeah, why does he want to get strong? Wait, why does he want to get strong? Why does he want to get strong in the source? Like,
But again, this is my entire thing. When you're talking about like the source of strength, being like
the distinction behind the will,
that just doesn't
the distinction
exist.
behind the willpower.
There's no statement. There's no idea. There's nothing of a narrative that references this idea in the first 50 chapters of the story.
Okay, what idea am I talking about? Let's see if you're tracking. What idea? Let's see if you're tracking. What idea? Hold on. What idea? Let's see if you're tracking. What
the idea that I have an issue with is that you're trying to retroject this notion of what strength can come from, whether or not it can come from yourself, or whether it not can come from like your peers, and then you're trying to oppose Yuji and Sukuna. And I'm saying there's nothing at the beginning of the story. So anything prior to chapter 200.
That's not true. That's not true. Oh my god.
150 that gets us today. When you try to retroject this back into earlier in the story where this is not present, and there's no evidence for this, and there's no way to construct this.
I just told you before. I literally just told you.
The narrative that exists at the end of the story and say it's not compatible with the beginning of the story does not provide a reason to believe this idea actually existed at the beginning of the story. This is true for any arbitrary narrative that one could theoretically construct. Like, right at the end of JJK was about like gay lovers and like Megumi and Yuji get married. Like, one could say, well, maybe Jumpy was like representing a closet homosexual. Like, you could generate any bullshit. That doesn't mean it existed. Or
how is that analogous? Okay, how is that analogous, bro? How is that analogous? You're trying to say, well, it's not really about friendship. It's not really about connections because the connections have only been referenced this time. Well, I'm using your qualifications. Now it has been referenced. You want to change it around and say, well, it doesn't really matter if it's referenced because, well, it could be referencing anything throughout all the story. Like, nigga. There's context. Okay, Yuji from the beginning has been getting resolve amps from wanting to protect other people. Okay, you're trying to say, well, this is just an anime trope. This is just a retard child. Everyone has willpower. Fine, really but dumb. The source of that willpower is the distinction. Okay, Naruto, for example, the guy was lonely. Okay, the guy was super lonely. He was ostracized. The guy didn't want to. He wanted validation. He wanted attention. He wanted to be seen past being a monster. That's why he was acting out and doing all this other shit. Okay, so he has a bunch of willpower because it's his ninja way. His ninja way is to be seen and to protect people and to be what he thinks a Hokage should be. Right, strong. That's where his source of wanting to be getting strong from. Denji, for example, Denji wants to live a normal life because he's been robbed of it, but he doesn't know what a normal life is. And there you go. All these distinctions. Let's see. So Yuji, right? Yuji, not only does his strength come from wanting to protect other people, but also wanting other people to be around him. And he believes that because Jujutsu sorcerers are so strong or whatever, that he'll be surrounded by them. But he doesn't realize how strong the curses are going to get because of Gojo and because he's a Sukuna vessel or whatever. In the beginning of the story, his grandpa dies and he passes on a curse. He tells him to be surrounded. Don't be like him, to be surrounded by people. Well, how do you get people to be surrounded by you? You be likable. You be friendly. But the thing is that Yuji
Yes,
isn't really
please.
he's unconsciously doing this or unconsciously fulfilling this wish because he's just selfless anyway. Like he can see the soul because of he can
Star
see the
Wars
soul
about
of people
Death
because
Note.
of
I agree with
what's his
that.
name? What's his name?
You kind of like repeat the
Yeah.
story to me. I've read JJK.
Okay, the point being, you're trying to say, well, this isn't reference. There's no context. There's you can't recontextualize the whole thing because you can do that with anything. Well, you can't. Beginning, Yuji has always been about people around him. That's why Nanami tells him that you're not an adult until you have pain or something like that. He said, or you're not supposed to have these type of burdens and worry about who's going to surround you when you die. You're not even supposed to be in this type of work, but he's forced to be. But just go ahead. What's your response?
My issue isn't with the fact that Yuji wants to get stronger, but Yuji like cares about family. That's not, again, that's just true. These people are explicit. What I have an issue with is the idea that like these two competing ideas about strength, and that these permeate the entire text, and we should interpret the text holistically in light of this. And I say that because fundamentally, half of this, which is the Sukuna half, just doesn't exist for 90% of the story. You're trying to create a dichotomy here.
Wait, prove that. Because Sukuna literally said, Sukuna is being philosophically dissected the entire time. Like
again, so Sukuna's being analyzed, sure. Like he's analyzed.
No, he gives
the way that Sukuna views strength. So the way that Sukuna views strength is started in the Yorozu fight. So that's chapter 217.
That's not true.
And then it continues from 217
Jogo, he says it with we get
the joke is that you're strong.
That's not what he says. He tells him why he lost. No, oh my god, bro.
No, so what he tells his explanation about why Jogo lost is that Jogo like didn't throw everything away, and that's
Jogo had connections. Jogo had connections. Oh my fucking god, bro!
It's not about Jogo having connections to material. One, his connections are dead at the time of the fight.
That's not true. That's not true. He goes to heaven. He goes to heaven or not heaven, but he goes to this spiritual realm, this white room, and he's saying, "Hanami, I did my best, or whatever. As long as we can pass on our will." That's irrelevant. His connections is still there. It's irrelevant.
His connections dead and gone. And Sukuna, even in that part of the so this is chapter 100 and what?
Sukuna literally says that you cared more about being human than trying to be strong. That's why. Like, bro.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't stress what I'm saying at all.
Yes, it does, because you're trying to say, well, Sukuna is not really reference. You're trying to make this dichotomy of ideas.
No, no, Sukuna's reference. I'll repeat what I'm saying one more time. The way that Sukuna analyzed
view of strength, right? And I said, actually, he talks about the realm of the strongest or being strongest, denoting the strongest, whatever.
Qualification.
Jogo.
That is like fundamentally different what I'm mentioning. I'm talking about the idea of being the strongest.
That's irrelevant. No. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that he explored. I'm telling you that he explored the idea of strongest. I'm telling you he.
Before I said anything, you teleported into the.
Why are you acting retarded right now? Why are you acting retarded?
Because for some reason I made a claim about a specific notion of Sukuna's strength. And then you believe that
I'm telling you that it's explored before that. I'm telling you it's explored before that.
What I said in light of what you responded to with is if I had a time machine and I was responding to a response instead of responding to what has been said earlier.
Otis, that is not what happened. You said that Sukuna, the only time Sukuna it references his view of strength or the strongest or how to get there is the Yorozu fight. I'm telling you that he explored the idea of the strongest before that.
I'm going to dumb down what I'm saying, so it's like incredibly granular. What I was referencing when I said that was specifically what it meant to be the strongest. I was referencing the idea that it consists of Gojo, Sukuna, and Kashimo. That's what I was referencing there. I was not referencing the Jogo case because that's immaterial to what I was saying. When I'm saying these are two separate things, these are...
Bro, you need to prove this. I'm telling you that the idea of the strongest is explored before Yorozu, which is what you're claiming.
The idea, so it just isn't explored. So one, we could look how every time it's referenced, it talks about Yorozu. So just like basic the scriptures.
Kind of like
When
him in
it's
some like
mentioned
art right now,
against,
but the rest
when
of it
it's
is
mentioned
censored,
against
so we're
Gojo, he
good.
references Yorozu. When it's mentioned against Kashima, references Yorozu. Every time this Gege's not like a genius.
What
Every
does that?
time
How is this a
referencing narrative,
refutation? How is this a refutation? Yairozu is obsessed with Sukuna, and
it's
Sukuna
not about
likes
Yorozu being
strength.
obsessed with Sukuna. I'm saying whenever Gege references this narrative, he talks about Yorozu. Yorozu was explicitly mentioned every time.
That's because Yorozu was used as a stand-in to tell. Oh my fucking god, bro! To communicate that Sukuna does not value connection. He values your own.
Yorozu thing isn't about connection, so that's not even an accurate interpretation of it.
Prove that. Like, bro,
So
what?
Yorozu thinks about what it means to be the strongest and the ties the strongest have to other people. That's not about connection. That's just a confusion.
No, say that again. Say that again.
Sukuna's answer to Yorozu's question in relation to Kashimo is quite literally, you should like, I shouldn't say you should like. His answer in the Kashimo case is that to be the strongest means to be reciprocal to the attempts of, well, not the attempts, to be reciprocal to the love of people provide you by fighting them if they decide to fight you. This is fundamentally not the same idea about like what it means to be strong. This is instead about the obligation the strongest has. These aren't similar.
He just told him, okay, fine. He just told him though, right, that he doesn't care about love he said love is worthless. So that goes against what you're saying. He said, I know what love is, and love is worthless. He's saying that he doesn't have an obligation, actually. He's saying that you responded to that love, and you couldn't be satisfied with that. You couldn't be satisfied with just killing people. You were still lonely. You're like Gojo. You still yearn for connection, or you still yearn for people to understand you, not through battle. That's what he's saying.
Yes. He takes that to be greed. Sukuna is content with reciprocating it purely through battle. That's why he critiques Gojo and Kashimo.
Actually, the dude says it's worthless. He says love is worthless. So his response is he's not cherishing the love of the people's love or battle or whatever.
But that's immaterial to what I said. What I'm describing is Sukuna has an opinion, but Sukuna has a prescription about what he thinks people ought to do. In Sukuna's view, what you ought to do is reciprocate the love, and that's what Sukuna does. Pretty sure just outright says that's what it means to be the strongest.
Show me the scan. He just, I don't remember him saying that you're supposed to or making any should claims.
Oh god, why is this?
He didn't make no. And why does it? Hold on. Why does it need to be?
Why does it need to be what?
Because you're referring. It doesn't need to be wholly dissecting how to get strong or whatever. It just needs you need to be the antithesis in values to Yuji or to your main. The antithesis in values to the main character.
So what Sukuna says is we are loved because we are strong. We simply respond to that loving kind. And yet you lament solitude all the more, which makes you greedy. Now, Sukuna doesn't care for love, but Sukuna explicitly engages.
Yeah, him saying responds to it doesn't. Yeah, him saying he responds to it doesn't actually mean that he's looking. That's his intention to respond. It's saying that he does respond by virtue of fighting.
Accurate, though. Look. They simply want to be recognized.
That's also not making a shit claim either.
They thought themselves to be. You met their eyes in response and slaughtered them. You asked earlier, how could I possibly connect with and love those beneath me? Well, if that isn't love, I don't know what is. Sukuna doesn't care for it, but he explicitly acknowledges that he engages in what he takes to be love. He doesn't care for it, but he does it. And then again, he critiques Kashimo and Gojo for wanting more out of a relationship than this.
This is because he does not value it. He does not actually value the. Oh my god, bro! If he just after this he says, bro, this is literally about values. I'm telling you that the values is the thematic conflict. What the main villain represents should be the opposite of the main character, or at least parallel the main character in some way. And I'm saying it does.
You're saying now is intact.
So Sukuna says, I don't know what love is, right? Because he only says that because he's content with destroying his enemies. That's why. He's content with
Well, no,
destroying his
if
enemies.
that isn't love, I don't know what it is. And when you're often Sukuna saying love is worthless, you'll take him out of context too.
Not really. I'm using
Sukuna by
context.
saying you're saying this is enough for you. And then why mince your soul into cursed objects and watch all those years go by? Sukuna responding to Kashimo, like complaining about his analysis of love by saying that I don't care, it's worthless. But Sukuna provides an idea of love. He engages in that idea of love explicitly, and he critiques people but what
That's irrelevant. That's not a reputation. That's not a response either. That's fucking irrelevant. He doesn't value the love. He doesn't value the love, nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He does not value it.
Very slowly, you're saying this is enough for you. What do you think the point of that is? What do you think the point of Kashimo saying that is?
He's asking him the difference between him and Gojo. He's okay.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's giving a distinction between him, Gojo, and Kashimo. He's saying, so it's enough for you to just slaughter people in battle. It's enough for you to respond to this love only in battle and not to respond to people outside of battle knowingly. And then he says, yes, I'll kill people and people, oh no, I have a bunch of flavors until I die or something he says.
Delicious.
That's what he said.
That's close. That's not what I
said. There's a bunch of flavors. He says there's a bunch of flavor or human.
Delicious.
Yeah. But the reason why he asked that,
when I'm saying Kashimo argues against Sukuna, like this interview saying
he doesn't argue against Sukuna. He doesn't argue against him. He doesn't argue against him.
Kashimo just explicitly rejects it. This is sufficient. Like, and that's why Kashimo wanted Marta, and that's why Sukuna calls him greedy. It's not that Kashimo is like asking for more because he's interested. Kashimo just disagrees with Sukuna about this.
That's okay. He's questioning Sukuna because they're different. That doesn't mean he's fundamentally saying. Wait, what is he disagreeing about? Go ahead. What is he disagreeing about?
He disagrees that it's enough, or like it's fulfilling to merely reciprocate strength without being understood. Like Kashimo's view is that like to be loved or to be understood is not fully accounted for by merely engaging in these reciprocal acts of acknowledgement of one's strength.
So Kashimo's saying that he doesn't feel connection from fighting people and killing them. He doesn't actually feel the connection. He says, how can I relate to people under me?
That's his disagreement with Sukuna because Sukuna finds that connection to be strong enough. Gojo and Kashimo do not.
Kashimo's seeking, yeah, but Kashimo, listen. Oh my God, bro.
Then Sukuna responds by saying love is worthless. He's talking about Kashimo's conception of this.
If Kashimo fundamentally disagreed and already knows that Sukuna is content, that's not the case. He's looking for a reason to be content. He's looking for a reason to be content, okay? He's looking for a reason to see connection or to feel connection, okay? And Sukuna's telling him that you already feel connection and you don't actually value that type of connection, which is battle.
So you've just got me all confused. Sukuna first explains his view of love, and then Kashimo responds by questioning him. Because Kashimo isn't like arguing him, he's like actually just confused her. He says, then why menstrual souls to cast objects and watch all those years go by?
What are you talking about?
Trying to understand Sukuna. He doesn't understand where Sukuna's coming from, so he asks him these questions.
Bro, this is not okay. That's not an argument either. That's not a response either. And I'm referencing something before this because at the start, Kashimo was questioning him
before this, but you framed it as if. Well, I framed it this way.
No, I'm not. Not at all.
What happened?
What you said doesn't even.
And then was responded to by the thing that happened in the previous page. That's my issue.
Not at all. Not at all.
He didn't say Kashimo questioned him, and then Sukuna replied by explaining what love is. That didn't happen. Okay, cool.
No, I said that Kashimo, right? Kashimo is seeking. That's what I said. I said that Kashimo is not very set in his beliefs to the point he can fundamentally disagree. He just feels fundamentally different. So that's why he's trying to ask. He's trying to get some type of clarity as to how he can get connection and actually feel it and feel validated.
You then debate him, or do you think what I'm saying with Kashimo has a different perspective? I mean, he's asking questions to clarify his different.
You said argument.
Understand where Sukuna's coming from. I hope you're not monitoring my position as Sukuna and Kashimo in like some debate club.
You said argue.
Yes. And when I say argue, I mean he's providing something to try and motivate Sukuna to elaborate his position because he doesn't get it. He's like providing an issue of Sukuna's view in hopes of Sukuna elaborating on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sukuna elaborates. He doesn't give him the satisfaction because Sukuna doesn't value connection outside of battle in the first place. He's saying that you're greedy because you don't actually see the connection right in front of you, or at least you don't value.
Wrong order. Again, that happens before.
What happens before?
You're getting the order. So Sukuna first says that Kashima is greedy for wanting too much. And then
that means I'm not talking. That means I'm not referencing at the end where he says love is worthless. Then
no, but that's the issue I had because he says he's greedy before Kashima asks him anything.
Okay,
your order of explanation.
Okay, listen. Okay, this is what I'm telling you. Listen.
That is actually Sukuna's response to Kashima's question.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. The reason why you think I'm.
I like undeafened that. You sent those panels out of order, by the way. There's a panel.
I know, I didn't know. I know. I was just showing the one thing and then I was.
So this tier list is terrible. I'm not gonna lie. It's like fiction.
Why are the Avengers movies so low, bro? It's like Lucky Slap.
Mine's
like probably the best one.
Wait, actually, hold on. Let me move VCs real quick. I'm gonna call y'all on my phone. Give me a second.
The Star Wars movies are below the Avengers.
He's saying love is worthless. Okay, listen. He's saying love is worthless.
Not, but that's just not true. When Sukuna says love is worthless, he says, the thought of needing someone else to fill me never crossed my mind. If I want to eat, I eat, yada, yada, yada. So
that means he doesn't need people to relate to him. He doesn't need people to connect with him.
Pause. Oh. In this, Sukuna is saying nothing about reciprocity. Sukuna is not saying I'm satisfied by engaging equally with people that venerate me. That's not what's being said.
Oh my God. He's saying that I don't need connection out of battle, which was give context to why he says that you're greedy, you're not content with battle only. You're not content with, you want people to relate to you outside of battle. You want people to understand you. I don't need people to understand me. I just need to battle them and that's it. Kill them. That's it.
Again, nothing about.
I didn't say
the choking isn't accurate. Also, again, like there's needs clarification. Sukuna doesn't.
Okay, you're just saying shit now. Okay, now you're just saying stuff. You're just saying shit. Okay, that's not what you're saying. You're just saying shit. Yeah, because it's not. Nothing you're saying is addressing actually what I'm saying. Like you're literally just making claims.
You're talking about this. So these are two separate notions of killing. One of them is reciprocal, where people challenge you and die. In the second instance, that isn't what Sukuna's talking about.
Him saying that he doesn't need it. He's saying that he doesn't need it. Oh my God.
Sukuna says, if I see an eyesore, I kill it. Sukuna is fundamentally not talking about the same thing that he was talking about earlier.
I'm telling you
because of respect and strength. In the second case, Sukuna is talking about self-serving actions done to make one feel better. These are not similar.
Oh my God. The reason why they're connected is because the self-serving actions undercut the reasoning behind why he feels the way about reciprocating, or why he feels the way he feels about battle.
It just isn't self-serving in any way, sense of a term. Sukuna's explanation in the first case is not self-serving.
Are you listening?
Weirdly altruistic.
Are you actually listening to what I'm saying?
I'm actually listening to what I'm saying. I'm listening to what you're saying.
No, you're not, because I just told you that they don't need to be one-to-one. So this is giving insight as to why he feels the way he feels about battle in general.
Do I just have to agree with what you're saying? Or like, am I allowed to disagree?
You're not. Like, you're literally misinterpreting. You're literally misinterpreting what I'm saying, though. You're literally misinterpreting what I'm saying.
I'm not misinterpreting what you're saying. I'm just saying I disagree.
That's why I keep having to clarify. I keep having to clarify.
You haven't anything to me.
Yes, I have. You just said that
it's being said you described out of order. Your response was, well, what was your response? It was some mind-numbing shit. It was, well, I think this idea is connected to his previous ideas. I'm not referencing what he says in response. I am because they're connected somehow. And that's why we're talking about this.
That's not what I said. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Real quick. In the context of Kashima asking a question, you were explaining that. I think what Sukuna said prior to the question being asked. When I said, that's strange, that's out of order, your response is, well, they're connected to the same notion of love. So, and Sukuna's just talking about like his conception of love being sufficient.
I'm saying that the reason why he talks before this about how you're greedy because you want someone to relate to you outside of battle, outside of killing them or toying with them. You want someone to actually understand you. I don't need people to understand me, which is why he says love is worthless. I don't need people to satisfy me. So he doesn't value connections as much as Kashimo wants to be validated by them, which is why he says love is worthless. And I'm saying this connects to why he says you're greedy. Okay? That's it. Now, if you disagree with that, that's fine, but don't misinterpret me.
He doesn't say he's greedy because of why he says that love is worthless. He says that love is worthless because he doesn't care about other people.
Oh my God. You don't see this, you're not tracking. He says, no. It's the opposite. It's the other way around. It's the other way around, Plutus. Plutus, it's the other way around.
Greedy because Kashima's asking more people than they're able to give him. In Sukuna's view, the only thing that exists, or the only type of love that is legitimate, is the love that's reciprocal, like the strength-based love. When Kashima asks for more, he's asking something that doesn't exist. Now, when Kashima asks him how he's fulfilled with this, he's being asked a fundamentally different question. He's no longer being asked about love. He's being asked about like how he's satisfied. And when he asks,
okay, do you think oh my God, bro? Oh my God.
He mentions how he interacts with.
Oh my God. Are you retarded? Are you retarded? The fulfillment is what is reinforcing the philosophy. If you're not fulfilled in this philosophy, if you have doubt in your philosophy, guess what? You're gonna discard it. It's not gonna be yours anymore.
What do you think I'm saying right now? What are you talking about? Like fulfilling is part of philosophy. What do you think what I'm saying?
What? I'm the one that said philosophy.
What I'm saying.
You're trying to tell me, right, that they're not connected because they're fundamentally different questions or they're fundamentally different aspects of connection, right? Sukuna says that love is worthless. And the reason why he says love is worthless is because he does not need anyone to relate to him outside of battle. He does not need connection outside of battle. He does not value connection outside of battle, okay? Kashimo, on the other hand, wants to be validated. He wants to be understood and related to outside of battle. He does not get his satisfaction only from battle, the connection at least in battle, right? So Sukuna, right before this, what you're saying is fundamentally different. Sukuna is making, or at least recontextualizing the battles that they're having by saying that we respond to that love, meaning that this is connection. He's saying you're greedy because you already have connection. You don't realize it, or at least you do realize it and you don't value it. You want someone to relate to you outside of battle.
I don't think Sukuna cares about love. I don't think Sukuna cares about reciprocal interaction either. I think Sukuna engages in it, but I don't think he cares.
How does this contradict? Wait, how is this a? When did I say? Oh my God. All right, this fine. We're done. We're done. You're just not understanding me. This fine.
You quoted my own. You just tried to describe my own position to me, and then you attributed to me the fact that Sukuna cares about love, and he cares specifically about the combat-orientated form of love, while not caring about the other form, which is like.
No. I said he recontextualized. No. I said no. Oh my fucking God. I'm saying no in part of me saying that Sukuna values connection. I literally just said the opposite of that. What I said was that Sukuna recontextualizes connection by saying that we respond to people wanting to fight us, okay, wanting to prove themselves. And he's saying that, Kashimo, you already have connection. You already have connection, Kashimo, but you're greedy.
Connection.
Say it again?
Does Sukuna care about that specific type of connection that comes from combat?
No.
Okay. Then why did you describe my position as being that Sukuna cared about the combat form of connection?
No, I said that's not what I said. I said that Sukuna does not value. He doesn't need people to relate to him outside of.
It's not about relating. It's just about the fighting. It's purely about people.
No. It is about relating, because if it wasn't about relating, Kashimo wouldn't say, "Why am I so lonely?" or he struggles with loneliness or love or connection. Like, what are you talking about? Sukuna says that love is worthless to him. He's not lonely. Oh my fucking God.
Wait, so this just isn't even a correct interpretation of what Sukuna says. That makes no sense. Sukuna starts his monologue by saying that people have tried and died fighting Kashimo.
Yes, and he's recontextualizing. Look, he's recontextualizing the battles that Kashimo's had and saying, Kashimo, you've had connection. Ashimo, you have connection. You have connection. You're still lonely because you're greedy. You want someone to relate to you outside of this connection that you already have. Okay? And Sukuna's saying, well, guess what? Connection outside of battle is fucking worthless. Or connection in general is worthless. I don't need people. Okay, both fine. Both connection itself is worthless because I don't need.
Misinterpretation my position. I don't think Sukuna. And then when I asked you, when you were saying no, but you explicitly are attributing the fact that Sukuna cares about the connection in battle.
I'm not attributing it to you. I'm not attributing it to you.
But he does not.
I'm not attributing it to you. I'm not attributing it to you.
But what? So the words didn't come out of your mouth just. The words didn't come out of your mouth 5 minutes ago. I confabulated them. And the second time when I brought them up and you retroactively said, sure, fine, whatever. Like, what happened then?
That wasn't me. That wasn't me saying that you said that Sukuna valued.
I'm not saying what you said. I had a position then. I'm saying you have consistently attributed like the separation in value, but one is venerating the other isn't, or one is respecting the other isn't.
How? How?
I'm describing what you said, and even just when I said I don't think he cares about either, and you said sure, whatever. Like I said that in response to you mentioning there being two forms and that Sukuna form.
Okay, wait, stop. So what? So you know I didn't. Okay, that means I'm not attributing it to you if I just agree with you that Sukuna doesn't care about it. None. He doesn't value it.
You maybe you missed what I said in response to me saying. I get people have issues with causality because it's like the third time you've been confused about me saying something that doesn't reply to the thing that you reply to me of as if I don't have a time machine. You said something. I point out that I don't think it applies to either case, and then you replied with something. The fact that you replied with something says nothing about the early disagreement that existed prior to my comment. What I have an issue with the fact that early disagreement you had prior to my comment is symptomatic of the fact that you've been misinterpreting my position the whole time. Because my position the entire time has been that both these forms of love are viewed as irrelevant to Sukuna, but Sukuna at least understands the first engagement, and he finds the second engagement to be completely retarded. Like, I don't know if it's like retro causality.
The disagreement here is that the disagreement is you saying that they're not giving context, like the love is worthless, his view is not giving context as to why. Okay, he has fulfillment from just battle. He doesn't even need to value the connection in battle.
Fighting people, that's not accurate. Sukuna says what fulfills him and it's not battle. What fulfills Sukuna is fundamentally just like the pure acting upon his desires.
Battle is one of these desires, primary desires. That's why he keeps talking about
that's not even true.
All right, prove this.
Sure, if I want to eat, I eat. If I see an eyesore, I kill it. And if it entertains me, I throw it a bone. Sukuna's characterization of what he enjoys is purely like what relates to his personal whims or attitudes. When it comes to fighting people, which is this like needing someone to fulfill me, this is like a fundamentally interpersonal connection because it's between two people. He just says he doesn't care about those. Sukuna at no point is interested.
All right. How about this? All right, let's end it right here. Sukuna, because I gotta go. Sukuna, right? Talks about how tells Kashimo that he already has connection in battle. Okay, and you're greedy for wanting connection outside of battle. You're greedy for wanting to be validated outside of this. Okay. Because, and Sukuna acknowledges that we respond to people who want respect by proving or want to be validated by fighting us and to prove how strong they are in relation. So, you being lonely is due to your greed. You want people to understand you and validate you outside of this. Then he proceeds to say, listen, love is worthless, okay? Connection is worthless. I don't need to be validated either in battle or outside of it, especially outside of it, actually. I don't need connection. What validates me is myself, acting upon my own whims and wishes, right? Mm-hmm. Then that connection and that lack of value, right, is why he tells Kashimo that he's greedy. It's the reason why he feels fulfilled. Feels fulfillment in his philosophy that there's connection in battle, but I don't care. Which is what he tells Kashimo.
Like he's greedy though.
Say it again.
That wouldn't explain why he's greedy. Like,
It's greedy because he values. It's greedy because he values connection. It's greedy because he values connection. Sukuna doesn't.
No,
Sukuna doesn't need to be
I think
validated.
he's greedy because he asks more of those people than we're able to give him. He asks for connections where connections can't be generated.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's not. No, it's fundamentally not. It's not that Sukuna doesn't care about it, so it's greedy. It's that
No, that's not what I said.
Understand him, but they can't understand.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said, bro. Okay, I'm telling you,
with the same thing.
Listen.
My bad. I must be going.
They're not the same. I'm saying that Sukuna. I'm saying that. Listen. Kashimo values connection, right? Sukuna does not value connection. Okay.
I'm saying this is not to do what Sukuna values. I'm saying Sukuna doesn't call him greedy because Sukuna disagrees with his values. Sukuna calls him greedy because people challenge him and they show him love in the way that they can, and then Kashimo wants more out of them than what they've already shown him. This isn't about Sukuna.
This is not mutually exclusive with Kashimo. This is not mutually. Listen, this is not mutually exclusive with the statement that Kashimo wants to be validated for connection.
I'm just saying your positions are necessary. It's superfluous. I'm saying there's no reason to pause at what you're describing. I think a sufficient explanation is that the greed comes from Kashimo not accepting fully the love that these people have shown him through combat.
That's the same thing as me saying that Kashimo wants to be validated outside of battle. Oh my God!
The point. These people shown him their love in battle, and Kashimo wants more. This is nothing to do with Sukuna. This is purely about those people and their connection to Kashimo. And when you bring up Sukuna,
okay, the reason why listen. The reason why Sukuna is saying that should have been enough for you is what? Why? Why is he saying this?
It's an analysis of relationship. These people are literally putting their lives on the line to show him their love, and he wants more. I don't think Sukuna's a relevant fact here beyond Sukuna being the voice of not reason, but the functionally diegetic explanation of what's happening.
Oh my God. But the reason why, right, that Sukuna says that should have been enough is because he does not value connection outside of battle anyway.
I don't think he values connection in battle. Again, whenever you say he doesn't value outside of battle, there's this implicit claim he values it in battle. I don't think that's true.
He doesn't need to have value. That doesn't mean what? That doesn't mean
when you're saying he says this,
no, it doesn't.
Because he doesn't value this specific subset of a thing, or like this category A of a thing. Implicitly, within that, you're saying he values the B thing.
No, I just told you I'm not. Just gave you the context. I'm not.
If that's not your saying, I don't even think you have a salient point, because then there's no explanation as to why he'd mention this at all. If it's
yes,
not
there is.
The
explanation is that Kashimo wants the knowledge as to why I'm lonely. Why am I lonely?
The greed isn't to.
The greed is about him wanting to be validated outside of battle. He wants validation not from battle. He does not get validation from that. He wants people to relate to him. Okay? Sukuna says people are already trying to relate to you, and you're not satisfied in the way people are trying to relate to you, which is battle. And then he's saying, actually no, Kashimo, that's a little different statement. But anyways, Kashimo's like, what is Kashimo's response after he says that? He says, doesn't it get boring just trying to do whatever you want and or try to be validated from battle, whatever? And Sukuna's like, no. I do what I want. I don't care about connection or whatever. You value connection. You value a different type of connection, a connection outside of battle, which is why you're greedy. There you go. And the reason why Sukuna is so sure of himself, because he says, if that's not love, I don't know what that is. If that's not love or whatever. But that's not really love. He's really just talking about respect in battle or proving yourself in battle anyway. He's just saying relationships. That's a relationship, even if it's a negative one or damning one. He's just saying relationships. So he's saying you're not validated by any type of relationship that you get or this negative relationship. And then he calls Kashimo greedy because you want to be validated by a stable relationship or being understood or whatever. then he says, well, isn't it boring to not be understood, to just only respond to that in battle or whatever? And he's like, no, because connection is worthless to me. I'm only validated by what pleases me and what amuses me. And battle is one of these things. And battle is primarily and battle is battle is primarily what amuses him, because he gets to experience the flavors of humans. There you go. What translation?
If you read the Viz translation of this, I think it makes your point more salient. What Sukuna says in the Viz is, I understand love, and I say to you, love is worthless. Sukuna isn't referencing a different type of love. Sukuna is, at least in this translation, very openly just rejecting love outright. This isn't like the specific love that Kashima posits secondarily. It's love in totality. Sukuna's conception of love fundamentally will supervene over what he said earlier. Like Sukuna, we can, I think, take for granted that when Sukuna says he understands love, he's including what he said earlier about like being the strongest. Sukuna explicitly says that that's worthless. And this is why I don't get your idea of why he's just talking about this like reciprocal love, or like this second type of love being worthless. Like, no, he's denying love outright.
Because he says after this he says he's validated by what amuses him. What amuses him is primarily battle, what he kills, which is other people. He can be validated through other people and still not be validated by the connection to other people, only by how he can impose his will.
And him are talking about at the beginning. At the beginning of a chapter, well, not the beginning, at the beginning of this conversation, the love they're talking about is the love that comes from when people challenge you to demonstrate their own strength to you because they respect your strength, and then you reciprocate by showing them your strength. That's the start of that's the love they're talking about then. When Sukuna's talking about fighting people and playing with people, he's not talking about that.
He says greedy right after this. That's what I'm telling you.
This is not the same. This is the issue. He's not talking about the same type of thing in these two instances. One of them is reciprocation. The other is Sukuna sadistically killing people. Like he says in chapter 1, like so many women and children like maggots. Like this isn't love he's talking about. He's talking about purely masochistic violence.
He says love is worthless. He's referring to... Wait, I'm kind of confused. What is the contradiction here? Yes, Sukuna is referencing battle, and he's also referencing connection outside of battle or being related to.
No, but not so much contradiction. I'm saying Sukuna, when he says that love is worthless, isn't just saying the love Kashima wants on top of the other love's worthless, but he's also saying the love that appears when you show people your strength as the strongest is also worthless. Sukuna
he's saying that being validated by battle is worthless as well.
That's also what he's saying, that is worthless too, and that's it's not the validation.
Yes.
So it's not the validation explicitly.
It is the validation. What? No,
it's not.
Sukuna is not. Oh my God! Listen to me. Listen to the words that's coming out of my mouth. Sukuna is validated by the way he can impose his will on other people and how they respond. That's it.
That's not.
Now,
okay, if that's you meant validation, you were implying when I said validation, sure, whatever. When I was referencing validation, I was talking about motivation people used to fight Sukuna and Kashima and Kojo.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm talking about Sukuna being satisfied or being fulfilled or his loneliness being cured or whatever. He doesn't have any of those problems because he doesn't actually value the connection with people. He values how he can impose his will on people. Kashimo, he enjoys battle, sure, but
that's not true. It's not imposing his will on people. Sukuna just values fulfilling his own base desires. It has nothing to do with people in general. It's people, like, as an accident, happen to be things that help him fulfill those base desires.
No. Okay, we just disagree then. All right, we just disagree then.
I eat when I want to eat, play with what amuses me, and kill whoever's in my way.
Yeah, play with what amuses me. What do you think that means?
Humans, anything, like humans, cusses, just anything that he finds funny to fuck with, he'll fuck with it. Again, I guess what I'm saying, it's an accident.
So
I don't
imposing
think
his
that
will,
Sukuna
right? Like you're
cares
not
about these things
contradicting
because they're
me.
humans.
You're not
and has
contradicting.
also will on him.
Hold on.
I think the way he finds amusement just happens to be by doing this. I don't think he intends to do it. Or if he had some other desire, he wouldn't do that instead.
Why?
Why? Because the one time he mentions other people is when he's killing people in his way. When he's talking about playing because it amuses him, he's talking about goal satisfaction. It's just an accidental property of how he's amused with it is often by killing people. Presumably, if he found enjoyment in, I don't know, torturing animals, or by like skinning flies, he'd skin flies. Like the mere fact that he happens to find this in torturing people does not make it an essential property of this that it's in torturing people. He just happens to be that way. Like, even though I live as befits my nature, I live as befits my nature, if no one can grasp that, then that's their problem. Sukuna is just acting in accordance with his base desires, and this happens to actualize
His base
itself
desires is imposing his will. That's it.
It's
That's
not
it.
just it's imposing his will in
Quite
general.
literally
Yes.
imposing his will.
Imposing
It's quite
his will on
literally
people,
imposing his
no.
will.
Sukuna just
He
does
says, "I
what he
play
wants
with
to do,
he
and a
says,
part
"I
of that is
play."
imposing his will on people.
It's not part of that. That is what he wants to do. That is what he wants
not,
to do.
That's just not what it's. So one, that's just not what it compared with what's said. Because there are things he describes that aren't just imposing.
He literally says, "Don't you get bored of? Don't you get bored? No, there's plenty of flavors." That means that he gets validated by imposing his will on people. Yeah, he doesn't need to value. He doesn't need to value the connection. He values how he can destroy connection, how he can destroy people.
Why?
That's it.
What? That's just like
I don't know what your What's the comprehension issue here?
It's not comprehension issue. You just randomly brought up that he values destroying connection. Well, one time
I didn't randomly bring it up.
Yuji, and that's because he has his personal vendetta against Yuji, which is why it's directed at Yuji specifically and only at Yuji. In the same way that, like, when he wants to defeat Maki, it's directed at Maki and only Maki.
What are these examples you're bringing up? And how is this
So what you just said is that Sukuna finds satisfaction in destroying other people's connections. Those words that came out of
no,
correct?
I said that Sukuna does not value connection. He values how he can destroy it.
Yeah, okay, sure. That's fucking isomorphic for what I meant. But anyway, that just is something that, again, like, this appears in one instance of a story and it's mentioned as like, well,
not true. He kills the girl, bro.
He kills the other
girls
lady
because they try to fight. Well, no, but he kills the girls because they try to take control of him. Which girl are you talking about? Gato's girls.
He kills Yayurozu. He kills
Yorozu to sunk Megami Soul so he could take control of his body.
He's valid. Yeah, he's validated by that. Yeah, he's still valid. At the beginning of the fight, he says that
validation.
At the beginning of the fight, he says, "If I die, death is like what does he say? Oh, defeat is death. If I lose a fight, that's death." Why does he think he say that?
Are you gonna reply to
we can run away.
Or are you just gonna like it's not explained exactly why he fought Yorozu and it had nothing to do with what you said. And the reason why he says it is because you're talking about like Yorozu sets the conditions for the fight, right?
No. All he does, right? Listen, I'm telling you that all these reasons, the underlying reason is because Sukuna likes to impose himself.
No, the underlying reason why he fights Yorozu is explained to us. This is explicit in the text. He does it to sink Megami's soul to take control of his body. And he even modifies
why did he take Megami's? Why did he?
He even modifies his strategy.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Hold on, I gotta go. But look, this is what I'm gonna say to you. Sukuna, from the beginning, his desires are made, are laid out, right? He's slaughtering people. So much power. I have so much power. I can impose myself on people. Then this all gets recontextualized. All his actions get recontextualized during the fight. Kashimo Revelation, when he says, "Love is worthless. I don't need validations. I don't need people to relate to me outside of battle or in battle." Okay. So what I don't value connection. I value how I can destroy connection people have towards me or other people, right? How I can impose my will. So then, what?
Why do they call you Marky, bro?
Don't something to go, but don't finish. Don't let me finish. So look, because Sukuna, right? Because Sukuna does not value connection, this recontext or Kashimo's revelation or his revelation to Kashimo or to the audience that he does not value connection at all. He does not need to be related to as like Kojo and Kashimo. They suffer from loneliness because they need people to relate to them outside of battle. Okay, he doesn't need that at all. He likes how he can fuck with other people, how he can play with other people, and their reactions and struggles, right?
Yeah,
the tension.
I have a question though, Marky.
So,
asking,
what do you want?
Who's Kojo?
What? Gojo. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna ignore this nigga. So.
You're a high top.
You made me fucking lose my train of thought.
I love you, bro. I love you.
Anyways.
Hey, Marky, you're a high top type of nigga.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're saying. But anyway, Plutus. Shit, what was I about to say? What the fuck?
Yeah, arigato.
All right, just say what you got to say before I go.
My position is like, I don't want to say right now, is like better if Sukuna actively trying to destroy other people's connection just isn't something.
No, he doesn't need to. No, he doesn't need to. No, I'm saying that he values not just necessarily killing people's relationships, but I'm saying through the battle, like, okay, because you're saying battles, right? The battle example where you have a relationship, or even if it's negative or killing or damnation through battle from people trying to.
No, I don't think Sukuna values battle, which is why
I didn't say that. I didn't say. Listen.
No,
I'm not saying that.
But when I say that, I'm saying that because I don't think he values destroying connections either. I think he values it in the Yuji case specifically because he has a vendetta against Yuji. So I think the explanation for why he wants to destroy Yuji's connection is that if I find something and if something annoys me, I'll kill it. He wants to destroy the connections in you. Is like Yuji is an outlier here. He dislikes Yuji specifically, so wants to destroy his connections. Normally, I think Sukuna is only motivated by relatively base desires, and if he finds someone irritating, he'll kill them. I don't think he's interested in connections, or he's interested in like proving how strong he is, or doing anything else. I think Sukuna has like an ego, and he does whatever his ego moves him to do at any point in time. The point of what I think he's describing is, but I think Sukuna is saying that he doesn't care for any of these broader philosophical ideas, and that he's motivated almost exclusively by his base derives. I think he's like completely denying.
I'm saying that in itself,
is
values. That is in itself is him saying his values are. I don't care about being related to. I don't care about how people respect me or none of that. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is how I can destroy people when I want to, how I can see people respond and struggle to my strength and things like that. That's it. All right, now I gotta go.
Second order claim, the first order claim. I don't think Sukuna cares about being able to destroy people when he wants to. I think Sukuna wants to destroy people when he wants to. I don't think he has the second order desire about the belief or the attitude about the attitude. I think it terminates with I want to destroy this person, so he destroys them. I don't think it's I want to have the ability to destroy this person if I want to destroy them. Again, I think it's extremely based, and I think that's the point of what Sukuna is saying. I think he's fundamentally rejecting any of these complex ideas.
It's not complex. It's not complex.
When I say complex, I mean like anything that's above just like a base instinct. I think Sukuna's position
In
is
order
quite
to enact,
literally, I
in order
want to destroy this
on
thing,
base
so I
instincts,
destroy
hold
it.
on.
In order to enact on those instincts, you have to what?
I don't. But again, that's like you're adding like rationality. Yes, in order to destroy something, you need the ability to destroy it. But I don't think Sukuna desires having the ability to destroy it. I think Sukuna wants to.
He
be able
knows
to,
he has the
wants
ability to destroy
and
it. He knows.
and it's not.
He knows he has the ability to.
destroy it.
Okay, he knows he has the ability to, and that's what I'm saying. He prides himself on.
I don't think he prides himself on the ability to destroy things. I think he prides himself because
Alright,
he
I
likes
gotta
his
go.
strength. I think you got the other explanation wrong there too. I don't think.
Yeah, wait. He likes his
why
strength.
wants to
He likes
destroy
imposing
things,
his. Wait, how do you know you're strong? By imposing it, right? Imposing your strength, right?
though.
Nice
No.
confession. Like, bro, what?
Gojo's strong. Sukuna accepts that Gojo's strong and Gojo doesn't. Like, at least in the way that Sukuna is.
I don't know what you just said, bro.
I don't know what you just said, but that was a nice concession, bro. What?
The opposite. I'm saying you were wrong. But anyway.
You literally just conceded that. You just said, I think he likes having the
being
strength,
strong
bro.
isn't enforcing your strength. He considers Gojo strong.
How do you measure your
Gojo
No, stop,
doesn't
stop, stop,
enforce
stop,
his
stop,
strength
stop,
in the way that
stop,
Sukuna
stop, stop.
describes
The
it.
The only reason why he considers Gojo strong is because he measured his strength by fighting him.
I think Sukuna understands strength as like your combat abilities. Has nothing to do with the imposition of will. That's why I brought up the Gojo case. I think Gojo is how
He
Sukuna
literally
respects
tells
his own strength.
Jogo. He literally tells Jogo that will is why he lost.
That's mechanistically. Jogo
Also-
isn't strong.
Also, in order to
because
have
Jogo
combat
did
abilities,
things
bro,
to not
your
strong
combat abilities is
maximize
affected
him.
by your will, bro. All right, I gotta go now.
I don't think that's accurate. I think it's like saying. I think what Sukuna like equally could have said is, Jogo, you
Seriously, I gotta go. Look, Fluidus, we'll discuss this later. Fluidus, we'll discuss this later. We'll discuss this later.
Unlikely, but sure. I feel the same.
I swear to God, we'll discuss this later.
Maybe. Bye.
Jesus, you're not accepting friend requests, you little bitch.
Obviously. You're a server.
Sorry guys, it looks like it's the end of stream. I went AFK to eat some pizza. I'm gonna go back and do that. Have a good night, guys. Love you all. Bye bye.